And if those gentlemen in their frock coats, and those fat captains in the industry, and those bankers, and those politicians don't like it, we should have to kick their backsides too!
I tell you, son, apart from Hitler, Rome is worth a whole bunch of them put together.
So, Herr Hoffmann, I think we may proceed. The child is to be christened Johannes Werner. Is that correct?
No, just Hans. Hans Werner.
Sorry. I'm sure you appreciate that this is a solemn occasion, and nonetheless so because of the troubled times in which we now live. Station Master Albrecht Hoffmann, you, as a proud servant of the State Railroad, no less than your wife Gerda and your sons Karl and Helmut, are gathered here today.
Goodbye, Pastor. Thank you.
Why did you contradict the pastor?
I didn't. I told him it was Hans and not your Hans. What's wrong with that?
I noticed you didn't contradict him when he called you station master.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, it obviously means that that promotion the railroad's been promising you all these years has finally been granted by God, or someone close to him.
If that's the kind of nonsense they teach you in university, you might just as well have stayed here and been unemployed like Carl.
And if we're going to stand around here all night, we're going to freeze to death.
Yeah, why don't you folks go home? Carl and I are going for a drink, yeah, Carl?
You bet.
Bye, Hans, and don't forget, the man in there says you have a great future, and he should know it's his profession.
Does this mean you two are going to be out all night?
No, not unless we get very lucky. Bye.
Bye. Two beers, two Steinhagers, please. Where's Mitzi?
She's in there somewhere. I'll tell her you're here.
Hey, Walter, what kind of circus have you got back there tonight?
A Nazi circus.
Well, I thought you liked that kind. My brother does. He thinks they're the wave of the future. Yeah, well, come on. What happened at the meeting? Are you a member now, or what?
Helmut! How long are you back for?
Just the weekend. I have to be back in Munich on Tuesday.
Hello, Carl. The last time I saw you was when Helmut took me to that football match, wasn't it?
Yeah, the only game we lost all season. What are you doing here? I thought you were training to be a teacher.
No. Mitzi has now decided to become a singer, which means that instead of just punishing children, she can punish everybody.
That's always been the secret of Helmut's charm, the fact that he doesn't have any.
You've noticed that too, huh? Oh, where do you do your singing?
Wherever they'll let me. Do you know that place just off the Bahnhofstrasse? I'm starting there next week.
Fräulein Templer, are these fellas paying for your time or what?
No, Uncle Walter, you are.
That's what I thought.
Will I see you tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, incidentally, how's the new brother?
Oh, he's fine. And we don't need any more jokes about good tunes on old violins either.
Don't be silly. I think it's marvelous.
Oh, yeah, just what we need. 6 million unemployed and a new baby.
Uncle Walter, what's happened to the lousy beer?
Do we have to wait forever for it?
All right, Sonny. If you ordered it, it'll be there.
Listen, you little poison dwarf. Why don't you go home before somebody steps on you?
Hey, fellas, this dump's full of stinking socialists. Or commies. I don't know. All pigs smell the same to me.
Let's get out of here.
Come on. I'll buy a drink somewhere respectable. Hey, guess we didn't have to pay for our drinks.
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm afraid we don't appear to have a table at the moment.
Well, that's all right. We want the bar.
This restaurant has no bar.
Herr Meissner, would you be kind enough to ask that young man and his companion to join me for a drink? Helmut, how are you? Yes, sit down, sit down. Ah, this must be your brother Carl, of whom you always spoke so well. Oh, yes. Every time I tried to praise Helmut's academic talents, he would say, "Ah, no, Herr Professor, I would much rather be able to play football like my brother." And is that what you have now become? A footballer?
Not exactly, no.
What will you gentlemen have to drink?
Beer.
2 beers, Herr Meister, please.
2 beers, Herr Professor.
So, how are you finding life at the university?
Well, Munich's certainly an improvement on this place, but I don't know. As things are, I sometimes wonder if being at the university isn't just a bit irrelevant.
But in 3 years...
Yes, in 3 years I can be an assistant professor, helping to prepare other students for jobs that don't exist.
You don't believe in the acquisition of knowledge for its own sake?
Not when we have 6 million unemployed roaming the streets, no.
Yes, well, if you're looking for a practical solution, I must admit that the academic life does have a certain aspect of irrelevance. How about you, now that you are no longer a footballer? What are you up to?
Well, I'm an unemployed motor mechanic.
I know it. It's very difficult for young people today to know what to do. I must confess that I am rather happy that I'm no longer young myself.